I am Vardhan Sangar, an immigrant born in middle-class family, a software engineer because of circumstances, but a real estate investor by choice. Let not the winged days of your life to be spent in vain, which when once gone, no gold can buy them back again. Hello, very good evening everyone. This is Vardhan Sangar this side. I am real estate investor in Ottawa Valley region. And one very basic question, I've seen a lot of conflicts among very big real estate investors, a lot of investors on social networking side. I have seen this issue is always a very big issue, like in whatever market, in whatever neighborhood you are. This is one of the biggest issue which we are discussing today, multifamily versus single family. So what are the pros, what are the cons, and at the end of the video we will come to conclusion like what category of people are good for first time single family buying and what are good for multifamily, how one can transfer from one niche to another niche, and what are the benefits of these niches. So the first thing we're gonna decide is and discuss about is single family. So let's talk about the pros of single family. Single family is house that is for one person, for one family living only. So once talking about the single family, one of the best advantage for the single family is approval of finances. For any investor, for any first time home buyer, when he wants to enter into the market of real estate investment, it is the easiest way for the person to enter into it, because your mortgage approvals, your fixed rates, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in US, it's very easy to get approved for a single family house. So the first one gonna be loan approval. The second better advantage in single family is quality tenants. See, single family is the standard class of living. There's going to be a backyard, there's going to be a front yard, good parking spot, street experience for the kids. So there's going to be quality tenants who's going to pay you top notch, and they're going to be top notch employees, either government employees, IT professionals, or definitely in Canadian income they're earning 60,000 Canadian dollars or plus. So those are the people who are going to come to your place. So good tenants. Good tenants means good cash flow. By good cash flow I mean over here is they're gonna pay you regularly. There's not gonna be time you have to play around with the tenants. You have to go to landlord tenant boards, you have to take care of why they are not paying. So that is one of the very good thing of single family houses, is because if you do due diligence before getting good tenants, and definitely they're gonna be good tenants, that's why they are able to afford a top-notch rent apartment. So there are very less chances, like 90% of the time the tenants are very good, 10% of the time it's because of the COVID time or because they lose the job or any mishappening happens, any death happens, main person in the family dies. So those are going to be the concerns when they are not able to pay the rents. So it's going to be good tenants, and they're going to stay for a longer period of time. They stay longer, so it means you are getting the cash flow for a longer period of time. Why longer period? Suppose you have two kids, a wife. You are not now gonna be a single bachelor. If you see a good rent somewhere else, you're gonna go over there. So you need a stabilized life. So it's very good for a landlord in a single family scenario, because it's gonna be more stabilized. A year or 2 year lease gonna be there, so they don't have to worry about their cash flow. So I will generalize it as a good tenant. And there's gonna be good family over there, and they're gonna be very properly take care of your house. They're gonna manage your property very well, so there will be very less renovations and very less maintenance. Another very important thing is it's boring and straightforward, so it's still a pro. Why? Because anything that is boring, it takes away the tension from landlord. More things to manage in a property, more complicate, more complex, and more adventurous it becomes. So if you think your retirement and buying 15 or 20 single family houses, there is less concern in comparison to a multifamily which is 20 unit, because there's going to be a lot of stuffs to be managed over there, whereas single family is very easy to manage. It's boring, it's not complicated, and that's why it is much better. The most important point is it will appreciate. This is the best advantage of single family. Is single family houses, they are the most emotionalized decision making product. That is the product which everyone buy it being emotional. Everyone needs their house, whether they come in the top notch level, whether they are middle class, or whether they are lower middle class, or whether they come below the poverty line. Everyone needs a house, and there will be lot of buyers for your house. And because of this thing, average annual appreciation in the prices of a single family is much more, because more people are in need of single family houses. So you will see there's going to be more and more appreciation of the prices in the single family in comparison to multifamily, because the demand of the single family is genuinely way more than multifamily house, because more and more people, they want to live the Canadian or American dream, and the first and the important part of the Canadian or American dream is owning a house. So everyone want a house. So if everyone needs that supply, there's going to be more demand. More demand and less supply will increase the price. Very simple. Another fifth point is can sell to anyone. If you have a property, you can sell it to a savvy investor or a good investor. You're going to make it a rental property. You can even sell your single family house to any other couple who is looking for a house. So you have investor as well as normal population gonna buy your house. So there is always a good escape from, like, you want to cash your money, it's always very easy to sell a single family house. So last, these two advantages are very good. You can sell it to anyone, investor or any normal population, and it very well appreciate. So these are two very good things which each and every investor see and invest in a single family house. There are some cons also, and one biggest cons is one pay. By one pay I mean is there is one tenant, one head of the family who's going to pay for it. If anything happens, any bad time happens, right now it's COVID and the market is hit it very hard, very everywhere there is a lot of vacancy right now. So if any kind of situation like this happen, utilities, maintenance, bills, everything of a property is going to come from one pocket. So the landlord gonna hit very hard if he is buying a single family house. But everything has a pros and cons, so you have to take care of them. Another thing is less cash flow. So by less cash flow means, like if I include 5% vacancy, 5% maintenance, if we take away all the expenses, all the income we produce from it, and if we finalize the profit, if I'll say in Northern Ontario it comes out to be $250 to $300 max, and I've seen properties like they are just generating $100 to $150 cash flow every month, because single family will have only one head tenant who's going to pay for it, and there's going to be expenses more than the income, so that's why the cash flow is very less. So these were the pros and cons of single family, and now I will discuss with you the pros and cons of multifamily. So multifamily is something like where there are more than two units, 3 units, 4 units, like the number of units increases, though the roof remains the same. So if now the roof remains the same, so the utilities and all that stuff gonna get divided. So there are so many pros for it. The first thing is more tenants. More the number of units, more will be the number of tenants. So if there will be more tenants, there will be more income you're going to get from each unit. So which means a higher cash flow. So these are like two very good parts of multifamily investment. And the third, another very good pro of multifamily is value comes by rent/income. Like unlike the single family houses, in case of multifamily houses, what exactly happen is the more the revenue the house is generating, the better appraised value gonna come. So that is where most of the investors they make their money. They find fixer uppers, do cheap renovations in it, but in a well presented way, do cosmetic renovations into it. And once they do the cosmetic renovations, they get rid of the old tenants, put the new tenants into it, increase the rents. And once they increase the rent, the income gonna get increased. And once the income's gonna get increased, the appraised value of the property gonna increase. So most of the steering wheel is in the hand of the investor, right? Whereas in single family, though it increased way faster in comparison to multifamily, but the price appreciation is not in your hand. So that is very big advantage of multifamily houses. So anything which has pros will have cons too. So one of the biggest cons is people like normal population, like normal IT professionals, normal people who just need house for them, they will not go out and buy multifamily house. So you have to make sure if you have a multifamily house and you want to get out of it, you want to get rid of that investment, only a savvy investor will buy your property. Can't sell to everyone. So if you can't sell to everyone, your audience gonna decrease. So your audience is just investor. Unlike single family house, a lot of people are there, so more demand for your property is gonna be. So in this case, there's gonna be this con. Like there's gonna be people out there in the market, but they are good enough. They need the numbers. They need like the properties, and doing investment very well is earning a lot. Then only you can sell it to someone else. Another cons is low quality tenants. I'm not characterizing this thing over here, but believe me, in comparison to multifamily or single family has a top-notch tenants in comparison to multifamily. You will yourself compare it by the budget, because if a person is paying $1,000 for his family and another person is paying $2,200 to $2,800 for his family, so the person is more financially stable, more less trouble he is gonna provide to the landlord. Here it's very difficult. They are usually students, 5-6 students living in one unit, breaking the leases, smoking inside the apartments, getting totally a hazard out of the apartment over here, or a bachelor professional's gonna live. So the living standard of these areas are not going to be that good as far as we can see in case of multifamily house. Like more management also needs to be done because of this. So the third con's going to be more management. Now you will say to me, okay, in single family there's going to be a property manager, here also, but here in one multi-unit you are taking care of 12, 10, 5, 6 units together. So there's gonna be so many toilets, so many bathrooms, so many toilets to be plunged. I know there's gonna be a property manager, but you as a landlord gonna be managing that property manager. So there's gonna be more trouble, more headache, less boring structure going on over here. So you have to be more attentive, more complexity is gonna be there. So these are the pros and cons for multifamilies, and we have already discussed about the pros and cons of single family houses. So single families usually give place to the people who are like new investors, but this is not fixed like a new investor can come and invest only in single family houses. For example, if someone has to invest solely on their own self, with their own finances and they are starting right now in the early age, single families are good enough for them. But that doesn't mean a person who is new enough, like he's gonna only invest in single family. I have seen the deals getting structured in such a way that person who are newcomers in the real estate, they do the joint ventures together, they do the partnership together, three people, they co-own the property and try to find the multifamilies. And that's what we also do. Presently we are doing a deal, and we are in the search of a deal like where we gonna convert a single family house to a secondary dwelling unit. And in investments like this, a single person can't go out and buy it and do the renovations and convert a single family to a duplex. So in these cases, even the novice investors, the new investors, they can come in, they can do the partnership with already the investors who know how the market goes, who know how to structure the deal, who know how to gather the money, and who know how to manage the people. So they can come, can do the partnership, can learn the process, can do the things in practical in a better way, and then they can keep on executing their further deals. So it depends like how you are structuring your deals, how you are partnering your deal, how you are doing it. If you're doing it solely, you go for a single family, but there also like you need a lot of information, because you can't jump into the swimming pool and you don't know the swimming and you're going without the lifeboat. So you have to decide what is your niche and what kind of partnerships you are looking for. So make your diligence decision, properly take the decisions, and both of the niche they make money. To be very frank, I've been real estate journey from last 1.5 years, and I have been following a lot of great big people, and I have seen them like getting like millions out of this, either from single family also and from multifamily also. So everyone in the market has their own niche. So in this way you have to decide your niche. So people are becoming millionaires from single family, they own 10 houses. At the same time, there are people who are going to buy just one multifamily with 10 roofs. So that's your decision, that's appreciation, and that was the purpose that forced me seeing so many questions out there on the social networking sites, like what are the pros and cons for these family units. So this was Vardhan Sangar, real estate investor in Ottawa Valley region. If you have any concerns, any doubts, any questions about any neighborhood in Ottawa Valley region, if you are looking for any kind of partnerships, any kind of joint venture, my address, my details, my phone number, and my website link's gonna be underneath. You can contact me there. There's gonna be my phone number, and I'm always ready to help if you have any kind of questions. Thank you so much. See you again. And always remember, hard work never goes unrewarded. Take the mashal in your hand and execute the stuff. That's how the action is taken. Thank you.